Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by shamanspiritcenter.com and littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about the situation we are facing around the world right now, and that is not just the fear of the unknown, but the shelter in place and quarantine orders in effect for so many places around the world. This is a difficult time for everybody, but those who are locked in with abusers, such as narcissists, might be finding it especially trying. One of the hardest things about dealing with pathologically narcissistic people is that so many of them can be counted on to make a bad situation worse. In a situation filled with so many unknowns and so much fear, this can be extremely traumatic. If you're making preparations, they may refuse to help. If you're low on money, they may spend more than they should and create a financial crisis during an already stressful time. They may create huge blow-ups and arguments out of very small things, making everyone's stress level go through the roof. Their selfishness, childishness, and sabotaging behavior can impact everyone involved in 100 different ways, none of them fair or easy to deal with. That's not to mention that for many people, their only escape from the abuse was for somebody to leave, whether it was when they went to work or when the narcissist went to work. Now, with so many people unable to leave, in some places for weeks at a time, things can become very challenging to deal with. It's hard enough when you are stressed out, but a stressed out narcissist is a nightmare. These people do not handle even everyday normal stress very well at all. The stress of a change in schedule, as well as the level of supply that they have access to due to not being able to leave, can really create some awful scenes involving pathologically narcissistic people. Dealing with narcissists during an emergency or a crisis can be difficult too because so many of them rely on magical thinking as a coping mechanism, and therefore they simply refuse to accept reality, even when it's right in front of them. Magical thinking is essentially a mindset where feelings are considered facts and things either happen or don't happen solely based on whether the narcissist thinks they will or not. For example, they might say things like, that can't happen to someone like me, or give oddball, quote, rules and reasons why reality and circumstance somehow do not or will not apply to them. It's extremely difficult to deal with a crisis or an emergency when there is someone involved who refuses to believe that there is one. This can create enormous stress in people. The fact is, pathologically narcissistic people don't seem to be capable of or interested in considering other people, and since their entire life is often one emergency and crisis after another, an actual emergency or crisis is not cause for any reflection or different behavior. It's business as usual, and usually that's what you'll get. If they are selfish and inconsiderate, that's probably how they will behave in a true crisis. If they are hysterical and overreactive, that's likely how they will be in a genuine emergency. They're in survival mode all the time, don't forget. This is nothing new and will often result in no different behavior. If it does result in different behavior, it will generally not be better behavior. Some people have recently ended their interactions with narcissistic people and are worried about their narcissistic loved ones, or they ended their interactions some time ago, but they've become concerned about how their loved ones are doing in this situation. Situations where we feel fear or uncertainty can often create pressure to break no contact and reestablish relationships with those we've decided are too toxic to be around. This is totally understandable, and we should obviously help others in general whenever we can, but please remember that you are not responsible for other adult people, and it is certainly not your job to sacrifice yourself or your mental, physical, and emotional well-being so that other people can feel safe or be happy. We need everybody around the world to take really good care of themselves right now so that we can get through this situation and move forward when it's over. This really is the best way to help, so please remember that. In this new and challenging situation that so many of us find ourselves in, it's important to remember the tools that you've learned here and through your experiences to protect yourself. Remember that you cannot control others, you can't control what they think, you cannot control how they behave. You really and actually cannot. You cannot control the overall situation or how things are going to go either. All you can do is stress yourself out and drive yourself crazy trying. What you can control are your expectations, your reactions, and your responses. This doesn't sound like much, but it truly makes all the difference in the world. There are supportive and instructional materials located in the tools section of my website. I have many videos on here that can support you as well. And please reach out for help if you need it. We're all in this together. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I take appointments online, via text, via messenger, through email, and over Skype. So if you're interested in speaking with me one-on-one, you can visit littleshaman.org and click the book and appointment tab to do that. I run online workshops once a month, so if you're interested in seeing what we have going now, you can visit littleshaman.org to do that as well. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by shamanspiritcenter.com and littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.